Nvidia just reported earnings, got a nice little short squeeze here after hours, up 18.6%. So year to date, this stock was up 113% at closing today, up another 19%. It's going up as I speak. So Nvidia stock is up over 130%, almost 135% year to date. Now we just did a video recently. We said it's getting pretty expensive. You know, the PE ratio at close today was 175, but they also had really easy comps. We talked about in the last video, and they were able to crush that. So Nvidia beat on top and bottom line, solid guidance. I'm going to go through the whole thing here quick for you, cover all the highlights. We'll also look at a chart. So headline, Nvidia shares spiked 15% on huge forecast beat driven by AI chip demand. Earnings per share, $1.09 adjusted versus 92 cents expected. Revenue $7.19 billion versus $6.52 billion expected. So this is big and why the stock is running. Nvidia said it expected 82 cents a share on about $11 billion in revenue. That's far surpassing expectations. Now the EPS was $1.06 per share on expectations, but only $7.15 billion in sales, and they're projecting $11 billion. And we said that gaming and PC sales could rebound. The comps were pretty easy. You're seeing exactly that. $2.24 billion in sales versus expectations of $1.98 billion. With that said, revenue is down in the category still 38%. So the expectations, the bar was pretty low, and they beat those expectations. And it's a market favorite, and sometimes it's just hard to predict. That's just the way it is sometimes with the stock market. You don't really know, but it's part of the reason why I chose to not sell any shares, just because I was afraid this might happen. And at the same time, I'm not selling for 5 or more years anyways. Now, data center crushing it here. So we got reported $4.28 billion in sales versus expected $3.9 billion. That's up 14% annually. So you've got an EPS, beat of 17 cents. You got a revenue beat that's 670 million, but it's still down 13% year over year. The market does not care. AI is all the buzz right now, and the stock is heading higher after hours. That was record data center revenue at $4.28 billion. Next quarterly dividend, 4 cents a share. Not a whole lot, but that's June 30th to all shareholders of record June 8th. The company added it is significantly increasing its supply for products related to data center business amid the surge in interest around artificial intelligence. And several other semiconductor stocks are headed higher after hours on this news as well. Now, we still have to have the conference call. I'm getting this information to you right away, and the conference call could make the stock go higher, or it could drop a little bit as well. So Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, quote here, the computer industry is going through 2 simultaneous transitions, accelerated computing and generative AI. $1 trillion of installed global data center infrastructure will transition from general purpose to accelerated computing as companies race to apply generative AI into every product, service, and business process. Our entire data center family of products, the H100 Grace CPU, the Grace Hopper Superchip, and so on, is in production. We are significantly increasing our supply to meet surging demand for them. Very bullish commentary. So data center, we talked about first quarter revenue, record $4.28 billion. That's up 14% from a year ago and 18% from the previous quarter. Nvidia also launched 4 interface platforms that combine the company's full stack interface software with the latest updates and processors. We've done a couple videos on the channel talking about AI as a service and how they're getting more into software. Announced that Google Cloud is the first cloud provider offering the new NVIDIA L4 Tensor Core GPU to accelerate generative AI applications. Introduced NVIDIA AI Foundations, expanded partner offerings with Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Partnered with ServiceNow to build generative AI across enterprise IT. Announced a collaboration with Medtronic. Joined with Dell Technologies and Project Helix to deliver full stack solutions to help enterprises build and deploy trustworthy generative AI applications. Lots of partnerships, lots of activity here. Announced it's integrating NVIDIA AI Enterprise software. Again, the software, the AI as a service and the software is going to be huge for NVIDIA moving forward. It's a major differentiator for them because it's not just hardware anymore, it's also software. When you look at that TAM for AI, it was projected early in the year at $600 billion, $300 billion in hardware and $300 billion in software. And I think that number is going higher and higher. So at this pace, the company is going to be $1 trillion stock this year. It's running really hot, but there's lots of reasons to be bullish about NVIDIA long term. Even at these prices, I'm not saying I'd buy it here necessarily. I'll look at a chart here later and I'll show you some thoughts. So gaming was an improvement, and you can pause your screen and look through that if you'd like. So professional visualization was actually down 53% from a year ago and up 31% from previous quarter. Automotive, First quarter revenue, $296 million, up 114% from a year ago. This is a small segment of Nvidia's business, but I think there's lots of room to grow it, lots of total addressable market. And check this out. Announced that the world's leading electric vehicle maker, Chinese company BYD, will extend its use of Nvidia Drive across new models. This is big news. Next, we're going to look at a chart, and I'm going to give you some commentary. Before I do that, I need to announce this video is sponsored by the Motley Fool. If you'd like to see the 10 best stocks to buy now, visit fool.com/firedupwealth. You can also join our private community Patreon and Discord by visiting patreon.com/firedupwealth. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, click that bell for notifications, and if this is helpful, drop me a like and a comment. So we just did a video recently on Monday. We talked about how some people were shaving the stock. I said that I wasn't personally going to sell any shares, and I could kind of see it going either way. I kind of gave you the bull case and the bear case. The fact of the matter, though, this was a $108 stock, and now it's trading at $365 after hours. So yeah, you could have bought the stock today and made 15%. You don't know what's going to happen here after hours or tomorrow, and it could even go higher, but you have to look at valuation at some point and decide how much of a premium you want to pay. Now, this stock, for me, I've owned it for a long time, long since 2018, $39 cost basis. We were pounding the table on this, $150 or less in Discord over the past, year, 18 months. We've been buying it at all kinds of different levels, 150 and under. You can see post-market, this blue line up here is where it's at. It's above everything, above the Fibonacci retracements, above all the moving averages. It's in the stratosphere. At this point, it's getting parabolic, and it could run more. It could go to $400. So for me personally, Nvidia is a hold, long-term hold. I think the stock is going to do well over the next 5 or 10 years. If you don't own the stock yet, it's really hard to chase here. You have to make that decision for yourself. I'm not a financial advisor. I think if the stock gets, $400, I might trim a few shares myself, but I'm still very bullish long term, and I wouldn't trim much at all if I did. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click that bell for notifications, drop me a like, drop me a comment. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.